Welcome to First Issues. Previously, Managing Director at Ignyte Wealth Seatla Ratshosa started a conversation on the financial mistakes that people in their 20s should avoid. Amongst them, a need to buy homes too young before achieving notable career goals. Our conversation with Seatla picks up again, where we start with the opportunities that young people in their 20s should look into in preparation for a sound financial future. I want us now to talk about the opportunities that do exist to create the wealth that is your mandate at Ignyte Wealth, especially for somebody who's in their early 20s and is only starting out in their career. What do you think exists that will support them in trying to do better for themselves so that in their 40s they can have like the nice lavish life?
Yes, absolutely. For most of the people who follow my work, I speak a lot about saving. It's one thing that we hardly speak about, but it's very critical when it comes to wealth creation. No one becomes wealthy unless they have mastered how to save. You see, saving is just a discipline. That's where you start. It's just a discipline to say, look, I'm not going to devour everything that I get. I'm going to put something aside. Once you gain that discipline, then we can start talking about investing. So for a young person who hasn't been taught how to save growing up, because normally it's easier when it's a culture that you grew up under, right? Yeah. So if you have to learn how to save when you start working, it might take you 5 years for you to actually have that discipline within you. So you spend a bit of time learning how to just save money. And I always say that anyone who saves money, opportunities automatically come to them with time. Then you will know where to invest that money. So I never prescribe where you need to invest, where the opportunities are, because we think differently and opportunities will present themselves differently to us. You know, in 5 years' time, after saving for over 60 months, I might start having opportunities in property. You might start having opportunities in something else, maybe in stocks. Somebody else might start having opportunities in maybe selling of cars or something else, right? But opportunities do come to those who start saving. So I always encourage young people to say, look, don't obsess over trying to invest when you start work. Learn the discipline first to save money, right? Because people who don't save money, this is what they do. Even if I give you a great opportunity to invest in, you will make the money and then you will chow the money, right? Yeah. And we know a lot of people who have had opportunities to make a lot of money. I mean, in Botswana, we've had a lot of young people who have gotten jobs worth millions, right? Yeah. In their 20s, right? Right now, you ask them 10 years later, what happened to the millions? They don't know where the millions went, right? Because they never learned the very, very simple key principle of wealth creation, which is the principle of saving, which teaches you the discipline to actually create the wealth and protect it.
Well, let us talk about the feasibility of all of those ethos, the beliefs and the principles, looking at, first of all, the culture that young people of today have, or anybody really, right, who has some sort of income, and then looking at the cost of living as well and the way the economy is set up. How attainable? Yeah,
it's a very difficult one to balance because we know that things are becoming expensive every day. You know, the cost of living, more especially in the urban areas, it's quite high. But we know these things. And because we know these things, we can't continue complaining about these things and saying we can't move on because this is what is happening. Inflation will continue to be there. It will continue to go up, go down, right? Now, the question that we need to be asking is, how do we live well under the circumstances that we can't control, right? They are beyond us, but we can only control what we can control. So someone who's earning 10,000 right now, staying in Gaborone, I don't expect them to be staying in a house and paying 4,000 a month. But they will argue and say, but 4,000, it's reasonable because then you can get a 2-bed. What are you doing with a 2-bed? Maybe you are looking at you paying at least 1.5 on rental if you are earning 10,000. If you are going to be able to save any money, if you are going to be able to invest some of your money, if you are able to manage your risk through insurance. Because remember, anything that you do today you need to make sure that there is enough money that can create a future for you. Jobs are not guaranteed. So if you are living today, you are earning 10,000 and you are just complaining, saying that 10,000 is not enough, but you are not preparing for the future, chances are in the future it's going to get way worse. So, I always encourage people to say, look, things might be bad, but as long as you are earning, things can't be that bad. You just need to make certain adjustments and say, look, next year inflation might go up, might go down. But one of the greatest ways of controlling inflation really is to have something on the side to do. Just have additional income, right? Additional income helps you to beat inflation because prices are always going up and down. I mean, even if Bank of Botswana doesn't release a statement to say that inflation has gone up, I mean, we go to the shops every day. More especially for ladies, you always know the prices. You know that today the oil was 49.85. Tomorrow it has changed. Those prices are changing every day. That's why today you have a basket full of everything that you need for 3,000. Tomorrow the same basket now costs you 3.5. So I can only encourage people to we know these things. Let's find ways of making ourselves comfortable to cushion ourselves against all of these shocks as they happen.